Hello! Today I am going to do a Q&A. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me some questions and man oh man did you, and I feel like there's some really good questions in here, and I feel like you guys ask things that you guys typically don't ask when I do these. I'm gonna also do a get ready with me while I do this, and I'm gonna be using a palette that you guys tagged me in about 1 million times, and that is the Lunar Beauty Moonshroom collection. Now you guys know I'm a mushroom girly, literally mushroom lights, mushrooms everywhere. My collection with ColourPop that we did in 2020. I mean, I'm a mushroom lady in my heart. So many of you guys tagged me in this and wanted me to use it. So I am going to be doing that today. Lunar Beauty never misses when it comes to packaging, never misses at all. Here is the packaging. It's got the traditional like raised embossed moon here, and then we've got all the mushrooms around it. It's so cute. I had a ton of people as well saying they wanted to see a side-by-side like comparison of this with my palette that I came out with ColourPop back in 2020. If you didn't know, this is the palette that I came out with. This is at For a Sight, and oh man, it's my baby. I wish this would be a permanent item, but alas, it is not. That's not how collabs work. I wish they did though. This is my baby right here, and I am still so proud of this to this day. Like, it is such a beautiful palette. I'm obsessed. I've had a lot of people say like some of the shades seem relatively similar, so you wanted to know if you could get a similar vibe with what is still available. So I will do that for you right now and see if the colors are similar-ish, if you get a similar vibe with Manny's palette. Here's mine right here, and then here is Lunar Beauty over here. I'll do some swatches next to each other so you can see if you own mine, if it's similar. This is Emerald City from mine and Dewdrop from Lunar Beauty. Embossed little fairy in it, and look at this one's got a little mushroom. How cute. Fiddlehead and Weeping Willow. Chanterelle from mine and Lion's Mane. We've got Puffball and Chocolate Truffle. Puffball was from my ColourPop one. Homegrown and Fuzzy Foot. And then this is Amanita from my palette, and then this is Pretty Poison from the Lunar Beauty. This palette also has a lot of shades that mine doesn't, so as you can see, this. It's kind of more like some of these lower shades here, but honestly, look how stunning they are. They're so beautiful. And what other shades do you think of when you think of mushrooms, you know? I'm gonna do an eye look with this today. I'm just gonna vibe it out while we chat. Eyes are primed, and we are going to answer your questions while I use the Lunar Beauty Moonshroom palette, but first, a word from our sponsor. I wanted to say thank you so much to our sponsor today, which is Halara. I have seen them all over the internet. I'm sure you've seen the ads too. And in fact, they are the overalls that I'm wearing right now, which I have had more questions and compliments on these than I feel like anything else I have ever worn. And that is how I knew I had to do this sponsorship, because I love them. Yeah, now you can see why. They are the most comfortable, the most cozy, the most stretchy, with amazing pockets. They come in so many different colors, so many different sizes. You can wear any color shirt under them. They are so comfortable. They are perfect for me. I'm only 5 feet tall and they work great on me. This is what I garden in. This is what I go to the street fair in. This is what I wear to the Tulip Festival. This is what I wear every single day. I wore these to the nursery yesterday and I got so many compliments on them. I put one of the Halara tops underneath it. This is a little mock neck ribbed number. Do you like it, Mimi? These are the Casual Jogger in Quiet Shade. When I tell you, they are so comfortable. They fit so well, high-waisted. Not only that, look how cute they are up close. Look at the fabric and how absolutely cute it is, and so flattering because it's ribbed, and I just, oh. Casual pants, casually adorable. Corduroy. This is the color Bombay Brown. These ones look so cute rolled up. I'm used to a really high waist, but these are a little more low rise, and they still drape really nice on the top and kind of cover my self-conscious area. For reference, every single thing that I'm wearing is XL. This is a different color for me. Have you guys ever seen me in color like this? I don't really think you have. It's always green or black. Let's go work out. Do you think I'm actually gonna go work out? I don't think any of you are surprised. Look how they like come off. They look like a little skirt sort of, but they're shorts. Okay, now these are the Flowy stacked shorts in black. Look how stinking cute. I don't like this part of me. We've got a little apron situation going on, and this hides it. Okay, I love it. Also got them in the color Lone Pine Green. Yeah, these are gonna be a daily staple. With a cute little top and my little sun hat. I'm literally obsessed. Everything's very stretchy, which is what I love. So they're very comfortable to wear. I feel like the sizing is really great for me. It fits me really lovely. There's a ton of different color options and every different type of style that you can imagine. I mean, they have leggings, they have active wear, they have denim leggings, they have tops, and they have a huge diverse range of casual wear, active wear, and they just have so many different things to choose from. So I'm really loving everything that I got and I feel really cute in all of it. So if you guys are interested in checking out Halara, I'm going to have a link down in the description, but you guys can use code 20beauty to get 20% off of all full priced items. Ultimately, the overalls are my number one. They're always going to be, but this little short skirt combo, I don't know. Thank you again so much to Halara for sponsoring the beginning portion of today's video. And now we're gonna hop into the Q&A. All right, so first question, where does you and your husband's income come from other than YouTube? I love you and your fam. Well, thank you so much. It comes from YouTube, Instagram, social media in general. That's all where it comes from. I'm gonna start off with toad up here, and then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of lion's mane and chocolate truffle. It's all social media. My husband works with me now doing YouTube full time. He edits my videos and he helps me with social media, helps me edit TikToks and reels and things like that. He helps post to our other platform, which we have, the Sweet Life of Zack and Kristi, which we do content over there for like gardening, homesteading, things like that, which we've kind of taken a little bit of a back seat with that recently, but mostly that's only because we've just, it was winter. So yeah, that's what he does now. Before that, he did something called rope access, where he was the guy that you see, like say you go to like a giant bridge or a dam or something like that. He was the guy that you see hanging over the dam on ropes, taking readings of the thickness of the metal on the bridge or like the pipes or whatever. He would like work in refineries. He did all kinds of different things. And now he works with me doing YouTube full time. So that was back in when did he stop doing that? 2018. And basically we went full in, we full-assed it and went into YouTube full time. And then you guys know we had a baby. So that's been actually the biggest blessing in our entire lives, has been able to be home with our kiddo full time and to both do social media full time. I know it doesn't seem like I do as much as I used to. I've definitely started doing more recently because I'm feeling ready now. I feel ready mentally, I feel ready physically, I feel ready all together, and it only took me 3 years. Someone said, are you totally weaned off of your SSRI now, and how are you feeling? Same therapy schedule? No, so I am down to 5 milligrams. I was up at 20 milligrams at the top, and I'm slowly tapering down off of this 5. I finally, for the first time since having my son, feel present in the moment, feel like I am here mentally, and I feel better. I feel like myself. I finally feel like me. And it took me literally years to get here. And I'm so excited to say that like, it took a long time, but I made it. And I'm so happy to say that I'm good. I'm feeling really good. And it's really weird. I cannot even tell you. So I actually just spoke to my therapist. I have 2 therapists that I see, one that I do traditional talk therapy with and one that I do EMDR. And I actually just spoke to both of them this week about reducing my therapy significantly. It's time. It's finally time. Before, I felt like I was saying this, I was gonna like jinx something, or something bad was gonna happen, or I was gonna, I can't say that I'm better because then what if something goes bad again? But we did a lot of EMDR around that too. And I feel like right now I can say I feel healed. I can't believe it. I've really worked really hard to heal. I have started going to church. I've started involving myself in community, volunteering at homeschool co-op, offering my space to kids that want to come play, having play dates, helping people, building things, like getting out in community, offering myself as a volunteer, and just saying yes to things, started having a positive attitude and changing my mentality and my thought process and becoming spiritual, having more of a deep connection to God, having a more deep connection with my friends, my family, helping out kiddos who need it. Like, I have worked so hard to not only get healthy through therapy, but to get healthy through every other way that is helpful in getting your mind right. Eating healthy is one thing. Exercising is one thing. All those things are great, but I've noticed the biggest change with changing my behavior and thoughts and life and things that I do throughout my day. So no, I'm not fully off of the SSRI yet, but I would assume within the next like month or two I will be. I'm just taking the transition really slowly, talking to doctors, making sure that I'm doing it safely. I feel extremely good though. Like being down at this level, I was nervous that it was the SSRI that was making me feel better. And I actually talked to my therapist this morning about that. I feel like actually for a while there, it was what was helping me to be able to use therapy and process through and get really healthy mentally. Before, medication felt like it was helping me. And now, then it started to feel like it was holding me back. And now that I have reduced down, I'm realizing I was right. It wasn't just the medication that was helping me. That was a tool to be able to get me to the place where I was able to use therapy to get me to a good spot. And now I can back off of that tool. And so medication was absolutely necessary while I was using it. And I'm still on it, of course, but now I feel like I'm okay. I can get off of it. And if I need it again, hey, I will use it again. And if I don't, great. If I do, great. Everything, I'm just trying to take it in stride and realize it's all right. Everything just is what it is in that moment. Nothing is forever. Nothing is black and white. Nothing is permanent. Everything is in a kind of constant state of fluctuation. And that is the same with my mental health. That's the same with my physical health. Things just change and we just roll with them as best we can. So I just feel really good. That's all I can say. I just feel really, really, really good. I feel really happy. I feel really healthy. And I just feel like everything that I've done has made such a big difference. And it took a lot of time to get here, but we're here. And I'm just gonna relish in it right now. And if things change in the future, you know, healing looks like this. Right now I'm right here. I might go back down here, but it's a might. It's not a guarantee, and it always goes back up. It has to, unless something catastrophic absolutely happens, but we're not gonna go there. I don't need to catastrophize right now. I'm feeling good. Deciding to have baby number 2 after bad postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety. I'm still really undecided on that. My husband would absolutely have more kids right now. I do not feel ready for that. But if we do, we've talked about potentially adoption. We've talked about, you know, that I have a lot of different support and different things that I could do if I do end up getting pregnant again or having another biological child. There's a lot of options. We're not set into anything, you know, that life, like I was saying, is fluid. We can move through it as we need to. And I don't really currently feel ready to have a second pregnancy. The fact that I can't take my medication when I'm pregnant, I think you actually can take sumatriptan when you're pregnant. It's just not like fully, I don't know if it's fully safe. That is probably the main concern that I have, is the pain in that regard. I get really nervous about postpartum again, but I also just, life is so different now. I have been through it already. I would absolutely ask for and accept help in a completely different capacity. I would definitely go out of the house. I wouldn't be holed up like I was. It was the middle of the pandemic. Things are just so different now, and I've done a lot of therapy, so I feel a lot better about it mentally. But I definitely don't know if I want to have a second kid. I do want to, but I am just, I'm still at a roadblock there. So I got to get there mentally. I think I will be able to get there, hopefully, because when I look into the future, while I absolutely love my life with just my son, I think it's just wonderful. I think he would really love to have a sibling. But again, adoption's not off the table, and that would change the dynamic significantly for postpartum, because there would be no actual physical postpartum. Yeah, it's something that we've talked about, but not something we're set in stone on either way yet. We are still in the process of talking about it. Whatever happens, happens. And I'm just trying to kind of, in all areas of my life, roll with the punches. How is your weight loss journey? Oh, well, I've lost 0 pounds, but I actually haven't been really trying all that hard. I've just been focusing a lot more on my mental well-being, and anything physical will follow suit. I don't care what I look like. That's like not on my list of things that I think about on the daily. It's just about how I feel. And right now I feel so good mentally. Physically, I feel a little out of breath, but I haven't lost any weight, and it's not really my focus right now. I definitely want to try harder in that regard, just so that I can like, we're good here now. Let's work on the next one. But you know, that just will come as it comes, and I'm trying not to stress about it. Do you think your current home is your forever home? 1000%. You couldn't pry this place from my cold dead hands. I absolutely could never see myself moving. I love this place more than anything. Every day I fall in love with it more. And I feel like every other house I've lived in, I don't know if you guys can relate to this at all. Every other house that we've lived in prior to this one, I just feel like I always knew it wasn't the forever one. And this one, the second we moved in, I was like, oh, this is the forever home. And you know, like when you move into a house, kind of sometimes like you get sick of things the longer you live there, or you start seeing flaws in it. You start being like, oh, well, I hate this. And maybe what's this all about? This house I see no flaws in. This land I see no flaws in right now as we speak. You know, things could happen. A neighbor could move in that's a nightmare. I really hope that's not the case. But as of right now, this is absolutely my dream property, my dream home. I love it so much. Raising our son here has been an absolute dream. Like, he doesn't even know because he's never known anything different. We are just over the moon with it every single day. We're doing so many things to improve it, planting trees that are gonna be here for the long term, and just adding buildings and doing so many wonderful things. Like, this place is, it is absolutely 10 of 10, my favorite place ever. How are the bees? The bees are all emerging. I think there's probably like 8 that haven't emerged yet. We're talking about mason bees here. I have some footage of it that is so cute. Although they don't seem to be nesting in their box that we have for them, like their house that we have. And that's concerning. They don't seem to be using it. I haven't seen a single one go in and out of it. I see them emerge and then fly away. The box is literally perfectly positioned. I've been talking to bee experts. I'm doing everything right. I don't know why they're not staying. Hopefully they come back. I don't know. What is an example of a high-priced item that you completely regret? We've bought 2 things that we wish we wouldn't have bought in the last few years since moving here. One of them being a sawmill that was expensive. We just haven't gotten the use out of it that we thought we would because we also don't have a tractor. And to be able to get 5,000-pound logs up on this thing, you have to have a tractor. You can't really do it by hand. So we thought we would use it a lot more because we want to. We have trees that have fallen that we could absolutely make slabs out of, and we were gonna use to make like lumber. We have not gotten use out of it like we thought we would. We want to sell it, but we've never gone about selling anything before. And we're nervous. We've only used it a handful of times. And while we really, really love it, it's a great machine. There's nothing wrong with it. Literally nothing. It's perfectly great in every way. It's a Wood-Mizer LT 15 wide. It's a great sawmill. It's great. We regret purchasing it because we don't get use out of it because we don't have a tractor, and those are like $50,000. So I don't think we're gonna be able to do that. We're probably gonna have to sell the sawmill, unfortunately, just because we're not getting the use out of it that we want to. Also, I bought a truck, like a classic truck, and it is so beautiful. It is absolutely stunning. I love it so much. I'm gonna have a picture here. I never posted about it online. It's beautiful. It is this 1953 Dodge B series, I think. I love it. It's a sidestep truck. It's just literally beautiful and wonderful. My dream would be to have a like little flower stand out of the back of it and sell eggs out of the back of it at like a farmer's market. That's the dream. However, there's nothing wrong with the truck. It's literally perfect, except for that it's not like a new build or anything. It's still got the original engine, and it's a 3 in the tree. And tell me if it's not so hard to drive a 3 in the tree. I can do it. I've driven it. It's kind of scary. It also doesn't have seat belts in it because it's from the 50s and it's grandfathered in. They don't have to. So we bought some retro seat belts. We haven't installed them yet. More than anything, it's not that I regret buying it. I don't. Other than it's not getting the use that I want it to because I'm afraid to drive it. I wanted to convert it to like an automatic engine, but apparently that costs absolutely insane money. And I just haven't done it because it's just too expensive. And I don't want to do that because it's like, not that it ruins the integrity of the thing. It doesn't. Like, it's cool even if it's automatic or if it's a 3 in the tree still. And it would be cool to have it be the original, but it's just kind of scary to drive. Have you guys ever, I know how to drive a stick. Like, I've driven stick forever, like a typical shifter, but there is something to a 3 in the tree that is just intimidating to me. I need to just buck up and do it and drive it more so that I can get over that fear. But it would be so cute to use this truck and like have a little flower stand out of the back of it and like do cut flower garden and sell zinnias and dahlias and peonies. Like, oh my God, that would be so wonderful. Anyway, those are 2 purchases that we have made that I feel a little like I wish I wouldn't have. Hindsight's 2020. Everything else, 10 of 10, I don't regret. How is the progress on your sister's house coming? So if you guys did not see on Instagram, we are building my sister a house on our property. I wasn't gonna talk about it online, but then I was doing a photo dump online and I was like, why don't I mention it? And so many people were interested in it. I was surprised to hear how many people were interested in the process of it. So if you guys are and you wanna see like updates along the way, you can let me know. So basically, we are building my sister an ADU on our property. We decided this a couple of years ago. We offered it to them last year in August, and we've been working on the process of it the whole time, trying to find out where to put it, trying to figure out how the whole process works, dealing with the county and getting permits and stuff like that. We are in the permitting process. It's still a while because everything permit-wise just takes forever, especially where we live. The permitting process is slow. It's going well. I'm excited. We have the location. It got staked out. Critical areas have been done and approved. And so we are on to the next spot, which is lot certification and water review and all that kind of stuff. But it's very exciting. We have chosen the house plans. We have purchased the house plans. It's going and it's very exciting. It is scary. I've never built a house before. We've remodeled 2 houses, the last house we lived at and the one that we currently live in. We had remodeled with the same people that are going to be building the house, which literally have become like family to us. We love them so much. They are the ones who built they did all of the remodeling on this house, and they built, I'll show you, I'll like be inserting video or picture in here. I call it the gazebo. It ended up being more of a pavilion than a gazebo. Gazebos are kind of like smaller. I wanted the pitch of the roof of this thing to be really, really, really pitched because that gives a really whimsical look. And the higher the pitch, the higher the building. I didn't quite realize it was gonna be like 30 feet tall, but it ended up being really, really big. But honestly, so beautiful. And it's not even finished yet. Actually, I'll be inserting a picture here where you can see kind of the original vibe that we were going for based on a picture that I saw on Pinterest. This is gonna have like a really similar vibe where there will be arches on each of the sides. I think we stopped because it just got really expensive, and it was also like going into winter, and so it was like raining every day and we needed to just stop. So Zach built these garden beds all around it that look so amazing, and it's just like, it's so 10 of 10 cute, and the flowers just look so good, and we're planting it all up, and we're gonna do like hundreds of tulips back here. This fall we're gonna plant like probably maybe a few thousand tulips back here. So yeah, the progress on my sister's house is going. Hopefully it'll be done this year. That would be incredible. If you were wondering why we are building my sister a house, it's just because my husband and I had a conversation, and you know, we have a niece and it's their kiddo. She's 12 now. Can you guys believe it? Me either. She's literally grown. She's taller than me by like 6 inches. It's criminal. You know, we were just looking at the housing market and the way that everything is going, and we've got the land, and we were just looking, and I was thinking, when will they be able to buy a house? And I was like looking at interest rates, and I was like, never, because the way that interest rates are, it's not possible. And I'm sure that a lot of people know that. I found this graph, I saw this on TikTok, and granted, this is a graph, I believe, from the Bank of Canada, but it still stands in the United States. It's the same in Canada as it is in the United States, and I'm sure that all of us know this, but like the housing market is actually criminal, and it's all being purchased by private equity firms like State Street and Vanguard, BlackRock. All those big corporations are purchasing all of the single family homes, and the rent prices are increasing and nobody can afford anything. And if you ever want to own a home, well, you can't, because interest rates are 8% and your house payment's going to be $6,000 a month. And the house price used to be $150,000, but now it's $650,000 for the exact same house. We've been looking for literally years, and prices have just gone exponentially psychotic. It's not possible. And I just wanted to be able to do that for them. So we will own the house because it'll be on our property, but I told them they can treat it like they own it, you know, do your landscaping, like paint your bedrooms, whatever you want. Like it's what's mine is yours. So we're building that. We had them help choose the the house, which is the cutest house of all time. It's like the cutest little cottage you've ever seen. And they can treat it like it's theirs and live here right next to us. And my niece can grow up right here next to our son. And it's like a little family compound. And that's the whole goal and hope that we could do that. And that's what we're doing. So I'm very excited about it. I get nervous, but at the same time, it's very exciting. So will I be collaborating with any brands again? I need more RawBeautyKristi items. Yes, I will be, but not this year, I don't think. I don't think it's happening this year. Things can happen. It was supposed to be this year. It got pushed to next year. It could get pushed or never happen. But as of right now, I think so. Due with my first baby in 2 weeks, what do you wish you could tell your early postpartum self? There is no way to tell you anything that will stick enough that that experience won't give to you. Like if that makes any sense. Experience is gonna tell you everything that you need to know, and nobody can tell you otherwise. People can try to tell you what it's gonna be like. Again, you can't know until you know. And all I can say that I wish I could have known, but the hormonal drop, everything like that, accept help, take the help, take it, accept it if you can. I understand if it's scary to let people around your little new baby. Oh shoot, there was a highlighter palette and I totally forgot. And try not to sweat the small stuff. I don't care what anybody tells you. Heed my warning, and that is you cannot snuggle a baby too much. You cannot nurse your baby too much. Nursing to sleep is not a bad habit. Snuggling your baby to sleep is not a bad habit. Sometimes babies just don't sleep very well. Sometimes they sleep great. It is not you. It's the baby's temperament. They are how they are going to be. Your baby will sleep one day. My kid sleeps great now. Their personality when they're babies is not who they're going to be when they grow up. Oh my God, Lunar Beauty glosses and the smell, I'm not kidding. They're the best glosses on the market. You are brand new at this. Don't expect yourself to know anything. Try to sleep as much as you can. Everybody's gonna tell you that. It's very difficult. Ask for help if you need it. Accept the help when it is offered. Tell people what you need from them and accept their help. By the way, this eye look turned out absolutely beautiful and I love it. Manny, this palette is lovely and the colors blend amazing and it's 10 of 10, love it. It's just so hard. I could make a full video about this. Maybe I will make a separate full video about postpartum and lowering your expectations, like lower them to the ground, to nothing, and just survive. It's just, it's brand new. It's brand new and you've never done it before. So just give yourself some grace. It's just a new life. You're becoming a new person. Look up matrescence, matrescence. It is the process from becoming an autonomous person to a mother. It's life-changing, and just knowing that it exists makes you realize you're not going crazy. You're just becoming a new version of yourself. You're leveling up. When our kids are older, do you think social media will be more prevalent or die out? More prevalent. I don't think it'll ever die out. I truly think it will only get more and more and more as we age. I don't think it'll ever die out. I think it will only get worse. What is the hardest part about gentle parenting? I don't find it hard anymore at all. I find that in the beginning, learning to regulate my own emotions so that I could teach my son to regulate his emotions was hard because I was like wanting to lose my shit. I did a recent reel about this on Instagram. So if you guys don't follow on Instagram, you definitely should, because I do like little short form content there. And I did one about something that has completely changed my life, and it has literally changed my life. And I probably started doing this, it was a while ago, like maybe I've been doing this for like a year or so, maybe more, but it's really been in this last like 6 months or so that I've completely adopted the mindset of inability to care. Like, it's not about not caring, it's about being non-reactive. If something happens, like I talked about this in my reel, so if you already saw that, but I'll elaborate on it here. If something happens, like, okay, so say my kid has a big jar of red juice and he spills it all over my white carpet. Being non-reactive, like, okay, spills happen, no big deal, we'll clean it up, has freed me in my life. Not letting anything be a big deal. Don't sweat the small stuff. Everything's no big deal. It's all right, it's no big deal. Big stuff can be a big deal. Small stuff is not a big deal. If I forget something at the house and I'm already a couple miles away in my car, it's like, oh, well, turn around and go get it. I don't let things get me worked up anymore. And it takes a lot of practice. It's a lot of practice to just be like, it's okay. What happens, happens. Like, oh, kid made a huge mess in the house. It's no big deal. we just clean it up. You can't let it bother you. And if you stop sweating the small stuff by literally just even faking it till you make it, you might be faking it when you're like, ah, no big deal. You might literally feel rageful inside, but the more you practice just letting it go, no big deal. Everything is no big deal. Carry on living your life. Let's not get worked up about the small stuff. It's so freeing. It changes your entire life. If you can truly, in your heart of hearts, just be like, no big deal. We got this. No big deal. Everything's no big deal. And so I'm trying to teach my kid, most things are no big deal. And when they are a big deal, we can get upset about them. But most of the time, it's no big deal. And it's helped me so much. And it's helped my son because if he spills something, he's not afraid. He just goes, no big deal. Spills happen. And it just makes me so happy because I am not a yelling mom. I do not ever want to have a yelling household. And I do not want to have somebody, I don't want him to be afraid of me. I don't want him to feel like things are that big of a deal. Nothing's that deep. We only live once. It's really not that big of a deal. Let's just chill out a little bit. Let's vibe it out. Life's really not that serious. I see people sometimes online yelling at their kids or getting so upset, like if their kids are being silly in the grocery store or if they're laughing at church or like, it's not that deep. What is gonna happen? What is the worst that's gonna happen? Is it gonna go up in flames? No, a kid giggled. Oh my God, we could all use a little more laughter in our lives. Nothing is that deep. And we all need to just chill out a little bit. So that right there is the majority of my gentle parenting. It's no big deal. We can clean it up together. If he has an absolute meltdown, which actually doesn't happen anymore, his meltdown phase is seemingly over. His tantrum phase is over. He's not doing it anymore. It was really honestly from like 2 to 3 was like really the most. People said that three-nager or 3 was really hard. I would say the first couple months of 3 was rough, but his emotional intelligence is absolutely insanely good. And he's just chill, dude. He's a pretty chill guy. He makes it easy to be a gentle mom because he's a nice guy. And I feel like that's because we're pretty nice to him. So gentle parenting can be very difficult. If you don't have support, if your partner's not on the same page, if you didn't grow up with gentle parents. My parents were pretty nice to me. I didn't get spanked or anything like that. We're not a yelling household. They don't allow it. We don't yell at our kiddo. We don't shame him. We don't guilt him. Accidents happen. Things are honestly no big deal. And if you treat life that way, it's a lot more of a good life to live. It's difficult. Gentle parenting can be difficult, especially when they're having a meltdown and you're having to stay calm and regulated and teach through screaming and crying. But once you get past that, at least where we are right now, we're living on vibes, my friend. And compromise, you know? Because again, nothing's really that deep. Ooh, do you have any career regrets from your time on YouTube? I definitely do. I got asked to do 3 collabs in 2020, additional to my ColourPop and Pure collabs. And I couldn't do them because I was so stressed out. It was a pandemic. I was pregnant after 15 years of infertility. And I was also moving at the same time. Like we were fully remodeling this house and moving into it. We moved in 3 weeks before my son was born. And I didn't get to do the collabs that I wanted to do because then I got really bad postpartum depression and anxiety, struggled really bad postpartum. I mean, having a baby in the middle of a pandemic when you have health anxiety with postpartum depression and anxiety, there was a lot going on, okay? It was a really, 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 really difficult time. And so I turned down all of the collab opportunities, not because I didn't want to do them. In fact, I really, 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 really wanted to do them, but I was struggling to stay alive. So I let them kind of lapse. And in that, I really regret that. That was really, really shitty. Not only did I let those opportunities lapse in that time and have to turn them down, but I neglected my YouTube channel. I struggled really bad to find my identity again post motherhood. And it just really, 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 really caught me for a loop. I also didn't start doing reels and TikTok when I should have. Had I done that, I think that successfully I wouldn't have this huge shift in decline like I've seen. There's no, like some people don't want to talk about like numbers and stuff like that. My views are hilariously low compared to what they used to be. Editing Kristi here. My final file, which was an additional 20 to 30 minutes, I think, of answering your guys' questions was corrupted. Went to go edit the video and the clip number 3 will not open. I tried downloading software to get it to work. It will not work. So I'm gonna finish answering this question here, and then this is gonna have to be the end of the video, and I'm gonna have to close it out this way because my stupid memory card. What I remember answering to this question was that I regretted that I didn't make the transition over to short form content when I should have, because I was just really heavily working on just surviving, and I didn't make the shift to short form content. And then when I did return to YouTube, I just wasn't well, and I wasn't as consistent as I needed to be. As you work in this business, you have to really shift with the times. So taking months and months off because of new motherhood on social media as a job that you already know is shifty as is, it's so hard, because when you come back, you may have been you might just be kicked fully out of the algorithm. You didn't sign up for the creator program, now you can't because you're not getting the views, that you need to do this, you need to do that. There's so many different avenues when you do this job. And I guess one of my biggest regrets is that it's not even a regret. I have to give myself some grace. I literally had a brand new baby, and I was navigating matrescence and the brand new role of motherhood while trying to stay relevant on social media as the tides change during a pandemic. Like, I need to relax a little bit and have a little bit of grace for myself. It's kind of hard to do though, because when you're in this industry, there is no time off. There is no time to become not irrelevant. I don't want to use that term to myself because I think it's really toxic to say things like that. We're human beings, and social media fluctuates literally by the day. And this is across the board on YouTube. This isn't just a me issue. If you actually look at everybody's views, if you look at like across the board, YouTube is dead. Like, there's like so many people that don't even do YouTube anymore. So this isn't just a me issue. My biggest regrets are from 2020 to now, because 2020 was the biggest year of my career. Like, it was literally like mind blowing. I couldn't believe what was happening. I felt like I was on a roller coaster ride that was just speeding up. And then when I had my son, it was like at the height of my career, so to speak. It's just a mind effort, I'll tell you that right now. It's really weird to see things so clearly, but also not be able to like change them, and to know where I was and the opportunities I had, and like companies just coming at me left, right, and center. And it just felt like a whirlwind, and then it just sort of completely shifted. And if you don't shift with it, you're done. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Just sort of getting my footing back, and it's gonna happen. It'll be fine. I'm not worried about it at all. It's just gonna be what today's. And those are my main social media regrets. Again, like life, it just ebbs and flows. Oh, and since the end of my video is gone, and that's it, that's the end of today's video. I'm really sorry that this is the outro that I have to do, this terrible quality phone video. But that's just, can't help it when technology crashes and fails on you. Clip number 3 does not exist. Where did it go? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for asking questions, for hanging out with me. I will see you at my next video. Bye.